at nighttime. Already replaced the fan capacitor, but need to secure it. I have a video on that if you want to see that. I'm going to try to get my compressor cooled down, which is way overheated. Beyond to the touch, it's just way overheated. And my suspicion was that the fan cap stopped running. So I went ahead and replaced that. What I wanted to show you is my favorite way of cooling down an overheated compressor. What I have is ice water, and I've got ice in the jug. So what we can do is take most of the edge off with the cold water. I've already disconnected the disconnect and discharged the fan cap by bridging the leads. But anyway, now that we've got our ice in here, we can just flip this upside down and let the ice drip on the compressor slowly, and that way it cools down the overheated compressor for us little by little. So also the fan cap is stopped, and the fan lid itself is really hot to the touch, so I think we've got an overheated fan. So I've got some ice on that. Get this thing cooled down and started up. The capacitor was really hot to the touch. All the wiring looked okay. No burns in the wiring. The points don't seem very burned on the contactor. Seems pretty normal. Contactor sucked in. This should take about 15-20 minutes to cool down. We've got our ice on the top. It's going to slowly drip down, cool down our overheated compressor here. Get this going. Okay, looking a little further here, looks like we have a burned off ground wire. Couldn't even see it until I touched it, so alright, I'm gonna go ahead and strip this off, and then I'll just link it underneath the nut. As long as it's making contact with the outside of the unit, that should make ground for us. Got my ground wire stripped off. Now what we want to do is link it underneath the nut here, and that way it's always making contact with the lid of the machine, giving us a good ground. So we just want to make sure that it's wrapping with the wire. So I'm just going to loosen this up enough, slip it underneath. Looks like we just lost the ground. Okay. Now we'll just tighten this up, and this way it's going to be drawing the wire against the post. Tighten it down nice and snug, and we're good there. Now we have a ground. Still have an overheated compressor, but I'm not sure I really have enough ice there. Whew, it's pretty hot. I'm going to go ahead and plug the disconnect in and see if that gives us enough to start the unit up. If the fan motor starts but the compressor doesn't, then I'll go ahead and re-pull the disconnect, and we'll wait a little bit longer. Well, it started out, but I've got a loose fan baffle there. I need to let it cool down just for a second so that the compressor can stay running. Otherwise it's going to kick the compressor. The refrigerant itself to cool down the compressor. While the refrigerant's nice and chilly, that's a good thing. Okay, I should be able to stop it now. Go ahead, pull the disconnect. Now all we got to do is see, we got a missing screw on the fan baffle. Just tighten this up, get our fan baffle going. see if I can locate a screw around here. Shouldn't be too hard. For now, I found a screw from the front pan. Just want to make sure I get the guy's AC back for now. And what I'm going to do is lift the fan baffle up so that I can see the screw hole and insert our screw. Hopefully it grabs well enough. Oh yeah, that one did. So we're okay there. I'm going to go ahead and tighten up all the other fan baffles, baffle screws, make sure those are all good. Okay, and we're good here. Now I can go ahead and plug the system back in. At least it's not going to be hitting the fan lid. We can restore AC here. Get things back to nice and chilly.